Everybody, welcome to our body weight workout, episode 1. This body weight workout is going to be focused on creating the rotation through your core so you can generate lots of power with your strikes and really working through your body sponsorship movement patterns. So we're going to begin with a little bit of mobility, and we're going to follow that up with some body weight exercises that you can either, do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. You can do a Tabata, you can mix them up, you can do, a minute of one and a minute of the other and then rest. It's really up to you how you want to put it together. I'll give you a program suggestion at the end of the recording. But first and foremost, I just want to show you some exercises and some mobility exercises that you can do together to help work on your body sponsorship. So the first thing we need to do is work on the rotation of our thoracic spine. So a really great way to open up our hips and work on our upper back rotation is you'll start in a half kneel, okay? From here, what I would like to do is kind of turn that back leg in. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit so you can see, hopefully, okay? So I have my knee on the ground, my other knee is up. I'm gonna take the hand that's closest to the knee on the ground and I'm gonna put it down as well. Okay, so I have a nice square here that you can use to put your arm through. So you'll take your hand and you'll open your chest up to the ceiling, and then you'll take that hand and reach through and under, kind of like you're curling over a ball. And then you'll open back up to the ceiling and curl back down. Keep in mind you want this front knee to stay nice and straight. So I'm going to back up a little bit so you kind of get the full view. So I have my one foot up, my other leg is windshield wiped behind me. So square windshield wipe. Take the same hand of the knee that's down. Put that hand on the floor, the other hand will be free to open up towards the ceiling, and then curl as you reach through under your armpit. Use your breath to open up and to curl underneath. Okay? Heart to the ceiling. And you can do that about 6 times on each side. So you get both sides of that rotation. Opening up, chest to the ceiling, curling under, and opening up. Good. So we've worked our thoracic spine through our thoracic rotations, and we've also kind of started waking up the hips a little bit from this open half kneeling position. So we'll be doing controlled articulated rotations, focusing on our hips. So we'll do hip cars. We're also going to work a little bit of balance here, which is always a plus, with a little bit of coordination. So I'm going to pick a leg that I'm going to stand on for right now. I'm going to stand on my right leg. I'm going to take my left leg, kind of draw my ankle up my shin to my knee, and then I'm going to press my foot out in front of me. From there, I'm going to pull it in, rotating that knee out. So I have a lot of external rotation here in my hip, and then I'm going to turn it in and get into an internal rotation. Press it out, bring it back in, externally rotate, press it out, bring it in, internally rotate, press it out, and then bring it in, externally rotate. Now on this one, we're going to press it out, we're going to leave it there, and we're going to do 5 ankle circles one way, and then we're going to do 5 ankle circles the other way, and then we'll bring it back down and relax, and then we can do that on the other side. So go ahead and draw up the shin with your ankle, press that foot out. You're going to bring that leg in, externally rotate as much as you can in the hip, rotate that knee over, press it out, bring the knee in, externally rotate, press it out, bring the knee in, internally rotate, watch for that balance, press it out, and then we'll bring it in, externally rotate, press it out, hold it there, do 5 ankle circles in one direction, and then 5 ankle circles in the other direction. And then we'll bring it back down. So now we're going to do our hip mobility and our thoracic rotation with our feet planted. So now we've taken it from an open chain exercise to a closed chain exercise. So with both of my feet flat on the floor, I'm going to pull myself down into the deepest squat that I have at the moment. Okay, it's all about progress, not really perfection. I'm going to take my fingertips and put them underneath of my toes. While I'm down in this squat, I'm going to rotate through my spine, looking to the left. I'm going to rotate through my spine, looking through the right. And then I'm going to extend my legs, getting a nice stretch through the back of the body. I'm going to pull myself back down into another squat. The squat should be a little bit better. We'll rotate, and we'll rotate and extend. Good, and you can do, I usually do about 4 of these. And you don't want to crank into anything. It's a nice, easy, flowy motion. We're working through what our joints have and asking them for just a little bit more. And extend. And come on up. Okay, so now we're going to get into the body weight portion of our strengthening circuit. So we're going to start off with Russian twists. So Russian twists are a great way to work on the rotation that you need in your core with anchoring your hips to the ground. So you want to be mindful though that if this hurts your low back, that you should stop. You don't ever want to steal any mobility or any strength from those little muscles in your back. They're really just there to support your spine, so just let them do that. So with a Russian twist, you want to sit on your butt, lift your feet up if you can, and you're going to take your hands and you're going to rotate over to touch the floor, and then you're going to rotate over to the other side. Okay? If this is too much on your back, you can go ahead and put your feet down and just twist side to side. If no weight is easy for you, then you can grab some household things like a pillow, and you can use that pillow just to give you a little bit extra resistance against gravity, or you can step it up and really weight it. So this is an 8-kilo bell. You would just hold that up and then use that bell to help counterweight, just to add more resistance. Okay? So that's a Russian twist. Great for that rotation through the core. The next exercise I want to do with you guys is, it's like a hammer fist or a mouth of hand strike, but it's weighted. There's resistance, and the resistance is literally just a towel. So you can use a towel, a blanket, whatever you'd like to do. You're going to pull it all into one piece and you're going to put your hand around it. Okay? So the first one we can do is that mouth of hand strike. You would be familiar with that strike from a guillotine defense or a headlock defense. The hand is coming up and you're striking with the mouth of the hand. So you'll be in your fighting stance and you're going to rotate through the hips, and as you rotate, you're going to bring that hand up to strike. Only it's kind of like a swimmer with a drag suit, right? So there's going to be resistance. Just the air coming through the towel is going to give you a little bit of resistance. Okay? So my hands are up, and you have to whip it back. Okay? If you don't use your hips, you're not going to be able to get that towel moving. So for mouth of hand, I like this one a lot. Okay? Hammer fist, you come in the opposite way, right? So now I have my tail over the top, and as I hammer, that tail is going to whip around. And it has to come from my hip, or else the tail you'll get mixed up into the towel. Okay? I have to breathe. I can't do it without breathing. It helps me really generate the torque for my hips and the core strength of that pressure cooker breath. So That's another body weight exercise that you can do. While we're talking about standing through some rotation, another one I like to do is kind of combine a lunge with a rotation, and we can travel forward with that if we have the room. So starting in a passive stance here, my feet are parallel. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to rotate over my front leg and come back. And then I'm going to step forward, rotate over my front leg, and come back. Step forward, rotate over that front leg, and come back. Can you reverse it? Why not? Reverse lunge, rotate, up, and push back. Reverse lunge, rotate, come back. Good. So same thing with the Russian twists. You can hold a pillow, you can hold, a gallon of water, you can hold a kettlebell, anything you'd like. You want to keep it in close to you. As I come down, rotate, keep it tight. Okay. Okay. While we're standing with the bell in our hands, we can do a torso rotation. So if my hands are up, kind of like my fighting stance, my elbows are down, I'm in the fighting stance with my feet. And from here, I'm going to move my hip to rotate my torso, and then my hip. So it's all rotations from my hip, keeping my hands up in my guard, and my core is engaged. I wouldn't recommend a very heavy weight for this because you want to keep your hands up, okay? So you're practicing the rotation that you would need, of course, for your strikes coming from the hips. All that power generation from here, and then the arms are kind of the last to add in. For our last body sponsorship, thoracic body rotation, body weight exercise, we're gonna do a fun little variation of a classic. So many of you know mountain climbers. We are gonna do what's called a drunken mountain climber. So you get a little bit of rotation from your lower abs on this. It's all the pelvis that's rotating. So you'll be in a low plank, you'll be on your forearms, and as you bring your knee in, you're gonna rotate your pelvis, and you'll get that rotation through the lower part of your core. So what that would look like. Okay. So I'm in my low plank, my core is engaged, so my kneecaps are pulled all the way up to my pelvis by my quads, my glutes are engaged, my abs are engaged, my lats are engaged, everything's working in this plank. I'm going to bring my right knee in and rotate, and then my left knee to rotate. Okay, so there you have it. There's a couple exercises. There are a couple exercises with mobility included that you can mix up, do for time, do a Tabata, go to failure, whatever you'd like to do to kind of mix up your body weight strengthening so that when you're back in class, you're back on the mats, your conditioning is going to be phenomenal. So I'll give you guys a couple of programs that you can do, suggestions at the end. Good luck, have fun, and I'll see you next time.